Everybody calls an Airbnb near Disney in Orlando passive income. It's not. It's a business. Treat it like a side hustle and it'll eat you alive. But buy the right one and run it right, and it pays you while you sleep. Here's the difference. I'm Shawn McCormack. I've been a Florida realtor since 2006. I've lived in Claremont for 20 years, and short-term rentals near Disney in Orlando are my bread and butter. I'm in and out of these homes every single week, almost every single day. Here's how I got into it and what it taught me.
So I think because you love hospitality, and that I think that's why it's such a good fit for you, because you're still providing that, kind of gratification, but it may be longer. But when they first get the house or they find something that they like, it's satisfying them, and then that need that you have as well. So that's probably why you picked it. And then the short-term rentals, what made you pick that? Or did it just fall in your lap?
Yeah, so I was just with a customer the other day. He's buying a house in Vero Beach, and he's going to turn it into a short-term rental. And he kind of asked me that same question, but it happened during the pandemic. So early on in the pandemic, literally the day the world shut down, I was on a cruise ship. Oh. Right, I was on an investor cruise with a friend of ours, Alexa.
Oh, yeah.
And the cruise never left the port. Sitting at home wondering what's going to happen in the world, let alone how am I going to make money? Because I sell houses. If the world shut down, who's going to buy a house?
Yeah.
Why would anyone move? Are they allowed to move? So I was on the time at a website, and I'm still on it today. Again, this is 2020, called BiggerPockets. Mm-hmm. And it's a forum for investors, and they can ask questions from anything in the world, from investing in skyscrapers to land to anything. So I just put in keywords, anyone interested in Orlando or investing or buying a home or anything like that I would get an alert. And then I started just answering people's questions. And a lot of people on those forums, they just say, hey, I'm your guy. I'm a lender. I'm an insurance agent. I'm a realtor. DM me and I'll tell you all you need to know. And that felt, empty to me. So I was just answering people's questions. They had legitimate questions. They want to invest in something. Tell me about it. Tell me what I need to know. And I would leave paragraph questions, and all the other responses were just very minimal. Don't go to Orlando, or call me, or whatever. It didn't really provide any substance. And then my phone started ringing. And then other people that were in the forums started tagging me. Shawn McCormack's the expert in Orlando. You should reach out to him. And I'm like, I'm an expert in Orlando? How cool is that?
Right.
That people that never met me before appreciate what I wrote.
What you were telling them, yeah.
And it was good advice, I guess. And that just snowballed. And then all of a sudden, the light clicked on in Orlando, where everyone wanted to be in Florida because we were still technically open. Mm-hmm. And they had money to burn. And what are they going to do with it? Let's buy a vacation place in Orlando. So I quickly surrounded myself with some property managers and some other people that knew more about it than I did. But I was active, so people were calling me, and it just snowballed from there. And then I did become an expert in my own right? Because I didn't believe it for a while. But then all my customers said, "You've given me more knowledge in 5 minutes than my last 3 realtors combined," and I actually bought houses from them. We haven't even bought a house from you yet. So That made me feel good. It made me, provide value, and that's kind of what it's all about. And it just took off from there, and I've loved it because it's a niche that very few realtors have and rely upon, right?
Yeah, because I feel like there's so much into it that I see these people, and they were buying them, I want to say 2020 to maybe 22. Mm-hmm. They were super popular. Everybody was buying Airbnb or, short-term rental. And then I still get them, but it's not as many as I was. So I feel like not every realtor is marketing that, because they realize how, if it didn't work out or they didn't provide the right data to the client, buying the home, they were going to be upset or not as successful. And of course, if they're not successful, it has to be somebody's fault. That's, where we're at. But I've seen some of the properties that you've sold, a lot of them, and they're all beautiful. And that's what always is so amazing to me, how they're decorated. Yeah. So mostly when they sell them with everything in them.
Yeah. So they come, and again, I to this day I'm working with 6 or 7 clients right now that are looking at them. So I'm in and out of a lot of these, and they go from the very mundane, plain to the over the top. Who thought of this? How'd you come up with these ideas? But yeah, they come fully furnished, and most of the time, if you're lucky, literally you could buy it, close on it, and the next day have a guest come in it, because it's that turnkey. You're basically buying a business in my mind. Then that's what I tell people. You have to run this like a business. It's not a side hustle. It's not a passive income play. You have to be involved, but it can be very lucrative if you buy the right one. Like I just had a past client of mine call me last night, and they want to sell one of their Airbnbs.
Oh, really?
And I looked at it, and I had never seen it before. I knew they had it, but I'd never seen it. I didn't help them buy that one. And I said, send me your Airbnb link so I can see the photos. And I was like amazed, because it's just a townhouse. It's a 4-bedroom townhouse in a community that I don't normally really recommend, but it does perform. It's just not in my top 10 list, right? Because it's all townhomes. But then they asked me the value. So I started looking at all the active homes for sale and all the homes that have sold in that community. Not a single one was themed out. Their house is over the top themed out for a townhouse. It's very well done. So I think they're going to get a premium for it because it's unique to that community.
Right.
If they took a chance, everyone else is like, it looks like a hotel. It's nice and clean and neat, but it's not. It kind of looks like home, or it looks like a hotel room.
Right.
But they went, and one room is a pirate room, and one's room Mickey Mouse, and they did some really cool things, little Easter egg kind of things that you have to kind of hunt around for. But they're going to make more money on the sale of their home because they themed it out. And I looked at their calendar, and it's stacked for all the way through February of 2027. They've got bookings all the way through.
Oh, wow.
So when you're buying one of these, you're buying a business that has revenue already forecasted for it. So you buy it furnished, and then you want to keep working at it and book it more.
Correct.
But it's got enough revenue to cover the mortgage and the tax and insurance and HOA and all those things already built in.
And then some. And then they hopefully make some profit. So I feel like, and then if they're buying one that's already themed out, then most people that buy them in the resort areas around here in Orlando, they want the house to be like that. So if they buy it that way, it's saving them the time and the money from having to take it off the market to decorate it and miss out on, rents that they could get.
If you're even thinking about an Orlando Airbnb, I put everything I look for into a free guide, the Smart Investor's Playbook, the Orlando Airbnb Guide. Communities, the numbers, the whole buying process. Grab it free in the link below or the QR code on the screen now.
And there are a certain segment of people that want that. They want to put their own stamp on it and decorate it themselves. I tell you all kinds of stories about that, but I had one, and I have a video on it on my YouTube channel, that him and his dad, they lived in Utah. They would fly out here every other week and theme out their own home because they had the skills to do that. And they turned their garage into a mini putt-putt golf course.
Oh my gosh.
And it's so cool. It's unique. Nobody else has one. So that's what you have to do in Disney, is be unique to get people's attention, because when they're scrolling through
they're
online,
looking at the pictures, and then they're showing it to their kids, and they're thinking about that. Who wants to come here, and they want to see that. That's what they want.
So if you want a property that books itself, don't shop for a house. Shop for a business. Buy the right one. Theme it so it stands out, and run it like the business it is. Grab that free Smart Investors Playbook, the Orlando Airbnb Guide, below, hit subscribe, and as always, all this information is on the house.